world biggest single train facility. It's a project of 20 billion US dollar which is being constructed in Nigeria, not anywhere in the world but Nigeria, by the name of the Dangote Petroleum Refinery. For those who know a little bit of history, you know very well Nigeria has been relying a lot with these foreign company like Total, Shell, and so on to be able to refine their product. And by doing so, majority of Nigerians have been feeling that their money is being taken by this multinational company and they are enjoying the full benefit, but the Nigerians are not enjoying any benefit from their natural resources. Then Dangote Petroleum Refinery might come in the place to change their perspective because it's one of their own and will be processing oil in Lagos. This plant is located in Lekki Free Zone near Lagos, Nigeria. This project is run and owned by the richest man in Africa by the name of Aliko Dangote. For those who know a little bit of history, Aliko Dangote is the richest man in Africa with a total of net worth of 14.4 billion US dollar. Aliko Dangote started just like any other business person at a young age by selling normal things, but these all things which he was selling, he did take a loan from his uncles from selling sugar, salt, from the money he gets from his uncle. Aliko Dangote was able to start Dangote Cement and he owned 80%, 85% of publicly traded Dangote holders and shares. So you can see it's a man who have money, it's a man who have muscle to do anything. And with that amount of money, that's what made him think of starting a refinery in Lagos, Nigeria, which is a single train, the largest and the biggest in the world. This refinery company, Dangote Refinery, will be able to to process 650 barrels of oil a day. That is not a small amount of oil, because for a perspective of all oil used in the world, he will be able, the company alone will be producing at least 1% of oil globally. And this we are talking about per day. Now you can start seeing the magnitude of amount of oil which will be produced, because 1% it may sound small, but when you talk about per day, it's a lot of oil. And by producing 1% of oil globally, this make it the biggest ever oil refinery company in Africa. There is no any other refinery company which can be able to compete with Dangote Refinery Company. When this company will start producing and start operation, it will be able to produce at least 53 million liters of petroleum per day, and as well as 4 million liters of diesel and 2 million liters of jet fuel per day. So in total, this processing company will be producing at least over 59 million liters of crude oil product. Upon launching this refinery on May 22, Mr. Dangote himself, because he's the owner, he was the one who launched the project, described this as the world's largest single train refinery. This is the world's largest single train refinery, which is being run and integrated with state-of-art technology and scale of capacity that will be a game changer in Africa and global markets. This, how does a single train? A single train refinery is a facility that has one integrated distill system that can produce a variety of products instead of having different units for each of them. You see the way normal and an old version of refinery has been operating is there is that refinery that can only produce diesel, that can produce jet fuel, that can produce petroleum, but this one will be producing all of them together from one refinery. But when building such a huge project, always it come with time. And for this project alone, it did took 7 years to build on 2,600 hectares. It's a swampland requiring the sinking of 1,200, requiring sinking of 120,000 pipe, each about 20 meters length. So it's a complex project and it has about 1,100 kilometer gas pipeline to handle 3 billion standard cubic feet of gas per day and the power plant to meet its total power requirement. Always when you are producing crude oil, there is the Dangote Refinery also have a gas processor, the world's biggest plant for ammonia and urine, used in making plastic and fertilizer, and fertilizer plant that will use the refined byproducts as a raw material. So this is a big complex project because when you produce crude oil, refined oil from crude oil, there is those byproduct remaining. You use that byproduct to make fertilizer, and as a result, when you are drilling, you will be producing gas. You tap that gas for this project alone. It want to make to maximize the usage of this facility. The facility will be able to produce Euro V quality gasoline and diesel, as well as jet and polythene. It will be producing fine product. It will be producing good and very quality fuel to be used. So this fuel will not only be used in Africa, it can be exported anywhere in the world because it's world quality. It have reached all the quality required for a good oil to be used. Also in the facility, they include piping system, access road, tank storage facility, and several and services for crude and product handling. And additionally, a marine terminal consisting of breakwater, jets, and harbor has been built. That's why you see this project. It was so huge. It required a lot of money because of things like that. Remember, constructing this big project. Nigeria at the moment when they started constructing didn't have a load that can be able to handle such big delivery of equipment, which included distillation tower with a height of 30-story building. So Dangote had to build both facilities, including jet, for which he had to remove the sandbed for allowed 55 cubic meter of sand. He couldn't rely on Nigerian power supply because this is a plant which need a lot of power to be able to run on its own. So what Dangote did, he built his own power supply which can produce 480 megawatts, which is required to power this facility. For now, Nigeria is struggling a little bit. You can find there is some blackout. Their electricity is not the most reliable in the world. So Dangote knew that the moment the power goes off, we are off when we stop producing. And this is a plant which needs to be working every time, every now and then. And that's when he decided he needed to put on his own power plant. And also, there was no any way he could be able to tap such amount of power from national grid in Nigeria because that is a lot of power. It will prevent a lot of other customers to be able to access power for only himself to be served. So you can see where all 2 billion, 20 billion were going to construct all these big projects. The project alone It's expected to be bringing to Nigeria at least 21 billion per annum from the crude oil. And we are talking about US dollar. And when completed and rational, this project alone will produce 100% of Nigerian need of fuel and have surplus to be able to transport or to export to other countries. So this is a lifeline which Nigeria has been looking for. And by the way I can see it, Nigerian now the problem of fuel, the problem of extracting crude oil, and the problem of converting the crude oil to usable product is done, and the Aliko Dangote himself have solved a problem that Nigeria has been looking for the longest time. Make sure to like, subscribe, and comment. I take a lot of time to research all these things, record, and bring it to you. So that is the easiest thing you can do to this channel. And invite your friends if you enjoy this such kind of content so that you can enjoy it together. Thank you and have a good night, good day, good evening.